If patience is a virtue, I'm the most virtuous man in the country. I had to be patient today again. Waited for a 20-0 run. We had an 18-0 run against San Jose. Now we didn't close the way I wanted to close. Nick got a technical. And they warned him. They warned him at our end. They came to the bench, and then I don't know what happened to the other end. He must have said one more thing. So I told him he's not the first or the last player I'll have that happen to, but it can't happen again. So he made the game a little bit in doubt at the end. We had to make get the ball inbounded, make a free throw or two, and then Chemo missed the one we wanted to miss with .8. They couldn't throw it the length of the floor, so we made enough plays to win the game when it was in doubt. So proud of our effort, proud of our kids, and like I said, everybody doesn't have their night every night. And so I thought BJ had a lot of wide open looks that I'd let him shoot every time. And Wayne had some looks and looked like he was struggling with his confidence. And I hugged them both after the game and told them, I believe in you. You helped us win at the defensive end. I know you wanted the ball to go in. When it doesn't go in, you still help us win. And get your confidence back up because I've got confidence in you. And then we had good performances from Bird in the second half. Magoon was great again. Heidi came in and made some timely plays. Taj comes off the bench with 10 points. So we had guys contribute. DeMarche, who hadn't played much this year, came in when we had a stretch not playing well, did a good job. Chemo came in because I just felt Wayne and BJ had lacked a little confidence. I could see it in their body language. And I thought, well, let's just throw Chemo out there because he's not going to be – he hadn't missed any shots to be sad. So he came out there and played pretty good defense for a while, and then we got BJ back in because BJ was elite defensively. He guarded – the second leading scorer in the conference and made life tough on him all day. So proud of BJ and his defensive effort. So a tough, hard-fought win, but one we needed, 4-game win streak with a bye week that we can help fix ourselves a little bit more, become a little bit more efficient, and get ready for the stretch run.
Coach, Wyoming changed things up in their starting lineup. They started with a 7-footer today from Lithuania. Do you believe that they did that for him to guard Magoon?
No, they didn't have him on Magoon much. They have a rotating door at that position. The core 4 guys play a lot of minutes, and then they rotate centers constantly. And depending on the game, depends on how many minutes they have. So I think a big key to the game was getting their power forward 7 in foul trouble, because he can stretch the floor and make a shot. And then we got 16 in foul trouble. He's their other stretch guy that can make a shot. And then they had to play big. And when they went big, then I could leave Magoon in the paint just to protect the rim. So I left him in the paint, and if anything got past Heidi and the guard in the ball screen, Magoon was standing back there to affect the play. So, we took advantage of their foul trouble, I thought, and found a way to have a strategy that was successful.
What was the plan to attack Obi? You were the second leading scorer in the conference, and entering tonight was just 2 from 11 from the field today.
Yeah, just guard him super hard, pressure. I told him this is a game we can pressure. We're in drop coverage, which we haven't played much this year, where the center's just dropping and staying between the basket and his man as he rolls and trying to stop the guard. And then we felt that would not allow them to pull a third and fourth defender into the play where they could kick for threes because they're a dynamic three-point shooting team. And every time we made a mistake with our coverage, one time Taj, one time Bird, where they helped in on 11 and they threw it to him and he made threes. So I told him after the game, you have to know I see a lot of stuff and I'm trying to help you. We have Magoon back there. You don't have to help. I've got 3 guys back there helping. And so when we lost 11, he made us pay. So always a learning experience, always trying to grow our knowledge for the game and situations. And sometimes it's hard to do that as the game goes on because then frustration enters in. And I don't want them frustrated, but sometimes you can't help that. They get frustrated.
You said you told Nick it can't happen again. You've said the same thing about the fouling 3-point shooters, and did it 3 times today. Why do you think that is? I mean, I know you've harped it over and over and over again in film and practice, and they just keep doing it.
Yeah, Wayne had one in the first half. He's on their best player, and we're super aggressive on him. We made him a key, and so we got underneath him a little. I wasn't sure on Taj's last one. I thought he jumped pretty vertical, and he got jumped into, but that's always a bang-bang call. Ref said we were jumping forward a little. I can't argue with I haven't watched it. But I just thought he tried to jump straight up, and it was pretty obvious that guy jumped into us on the play. So, but that's a hard call either way for the ref and the coaches. So he believed in the call, so we called it. So I don't have a problem with it. But we don't want to foul 3-point shooters, and they fouled us on a 3, which is huge. They fouled Bird on a 3. I think that's allowed us to take the lead, or at least extend it. So it's a hard game to play, a lot of mistakes. It's a mistake-filled game, and so we made less down the stretch and found a way to win.
What about BJ fouling that sort of started the whole problem. They made 8 free throws in 2 seconds, I think. Started with BJ fouling a 3-point shooter.
Yeah, I mean, fouling a 3-point shooter, we were too far ahead, and like most young teams, we thought it was over. So we were trying to switch that ball screen. I looked up and Taj was on 15. It should have been Magoon, and Magoon should have switched, and BJ should have just switched it, and we could have contested the shot. But BJ tried to block it from behind because he thought we were ahead. He thought he could get the block, and it started the process. And then Nick got a technical. And it's what happens when you don't concentrate for a full 40 minutes, you leave yourself open for problems. And we didn't concentrate for 40. We played a magnificent stretch. So I want to embrace that and embrace the 20-0 run and the fight we had to take the lead. And then we didn't finish the job the way I wanted to finish. And you're responsible for all 40 minutes. And so we didn't finish the way I thought we should have, and we'll learn from it.
Coach, how huge is it to have guys off the bench like DeMarche who can come in and immediately make plays, play hard defense? I'm specifically referring to his steal in the second half.
Yeah, DeMarche played really well for a guy that doesn't get a lot of minutes with Jared Coleman-Jones out. We were at a deficit. And so DeMarche stepped up and filled some of that. Heidi's played good basketball for 2 games. Magoon's been as good as any player in the country for 3 games. I mean, his last 3 games are arguably as well as anybody's playing in the country. Now, he's not scoring 30 points, but he's making timely plays. He's making big plays. And so Magoon played great. So, we rested him as much as we could in that early second half, try to get him rest and then get him back in the game because he was playing so well.
Teams have been trying to pull Magoon away on defense just so he's not in the paint.
Yeah.
When you can make those adjustments and have him just park under the basket, I mean, how does that change things for you, and how hard is it for the team when Magoon's just sitting there?
Yeah, it makes life miserable on those teams. And they tried to put, they had to. They had to play a non-shooting big because the 2 guys that can play that position and shoot it were not in the game. So they put him in the corner to try to hide him, and we put Goon in the paint and said, just stay in the paint and protect the basket. And so that was helpful to us down the stretch that they didn't have the lineup they wanted to play down the stretch because of foul trouble. And then when 16 came back in, Goon was on him, and he tried to take some really hard shots against Magoon. Step back threes, long threes, and Magoon is long, and he contested them. So they tried to attack late with 16, but he missed. I thought, his shots were really hard, the ones he took late.
You won games against Air Force, San Jose State, and Wyoming, all 3 teams at the bottom of the standings. All 3 teams you were favored to win by 15 in the metrics, and you won by just a point or 2. I haven't seen what it hasn't come up yet what it's going to cost you today, but it's probably going to cost you the 4 or 5 spots, probably 15 spots in those 3 games.
Yeah, I don't care. They're 3 wins, so I'll take all 3 of them. Yeah.
Do you just happy you won, or you're rapidly sliding out of the tournament?
The only thing I'm responsible for is my team's performance, and if we're playing good basketball and winning games, then I love it. So, we weren't supposed to win by 19 at Nevada, and that happened. We weren't supposed to lose by 1 against Utah State, and that happened. So things happen in basketball. So all these metrics, at the end of the day, if you're playing good basketball, then don't worry about the metrics. Play good basketball, find ways to win games, and the rest will take care of itself. And that's all I'm focused on, is trying to get this team better and win games. And then the metrics can do what the metrics want to do.
I guess the follow-up then is, you're winning games, but are you playing good basketball right now?
Yeah. I don't know how many teams in the country go on an 18-0 run and follow it up the next game with a 20-0 run. Not many. Probably the only time it's happened this year for any team in the country to go on those kind of runs in a game in the second half. I'd imagine that we're the only team in the country that's done that this year, that can go on those type of runs. Not just when you're ahead by 14 and then you make it whatever. When you're behind, you go on those runs, and that's incredible from this team.
Coach, speaking of winning games, I believe today was your 100th career conference win. What does that mean for you, knowing how difficult the Mountain West has been over the years?
I mean, it just means I've surrounded myself with really good players and really good coaches. So I'm just happy for all the people that have been around me when that has happened, and I'm just a part of that. I'm not the reason for it. You can't win without players. You can't win without good coaches, and I've got both of those. And I've had them here since I took over 7 years ago.
What's it like to see all those alumni, all those former players lined up across the court? Well, you weren't there at halftime, but they were.
Yeah, I saw some of them after the game. Well, I'll see them after I leave here. I told a few of them they need to push away from the buffet line. And then a few of them looked like they could still play. So I told them some of this gray hair is because of you, but most of it's because of this year's team. So I'm battling every day to try to get better, get this group better, and I'm going to have a lot of fun with the old group today when I see them after the game.
Coach, this is probably a conversation you don't have to have much with your players, but I don't know if you were aware, but Jimmy Butler was at the game tonight sitting courtside. When you see a superstar or someone like that of his caliber, did you have to talk to the players, before that, just to, calm them down a little bit?
I don't know if they saw him. I knew he was coming. We didn't really make a point of it. The Heat want to trade him, but I don't know if I have anybody they want. I'd take him. So I'd take him for the back stretch of the season. So I think Jimmy has a house here in Poway. So he's not playing right now, and he's at home in Poway.
I noticed you like taking running floaters a lot, or teardrop style shots. Is that a shot you are looking for out there, or is it just gonna come about?
Yeah, when I get to the lane, like either I'm a floater or throw a lob, so that's the quickest thing to get to that. So yeah, I'm looking for my floater.
Magoon, just another night in the Mountain West, right? Another close battle against another team at home. Can you walk us through the final minute of that game? You guys were up 11, ended up winning by just 2 points.
Oh, well, we got into it a little bit with the Wyoming, picked up a technical, and they were able to cut down the lead off of that. And we can't let that happen. Going on future reference.
So is Coach Dutcher happy and elated you guys won, or is he pretty upset about having the last 11 seconds win?
A little bit of both. He's happy that we won, making as many mistakes as we did, but something like that cannot happen at the end of the game.
You guys have had trouble all season fouling three-point shooters, and Coach Dutcher's talked about that publicly, saying we just cannot have that. Why do you think it is it keeps happening 3 times today?
I just think as players we respect the shooters, so we tend to jump. So, but we need to be more disciplined for sure.
Yeah, whenever we're closing out shooters, we tend to we're told to run them off the line. So we close out really hard. We might get our feet in the air, and they're able to draw fouls off of that.
When the game gets close like that, what do you guys tell each other on the court? What are you focusing on?
We just focus on the next possession. We gotta just lock in, get either a stop or execute a play, and just win the game. So that's our thought process.
Wyoming coming in tonight led the conference, and I still believe they lead the conference in fewest three-pointers made. You guys fell victim to that again, only 5 made three-pointers tonight. What went wrong in that category?
Yeah, repeat that. My bad.
What went wrong in terms of your three-point shooting? Wyoming only allows the fewest in the conference to make threes. You guys fell victim to that tonight?
They didn't do nothing for that. We just missed our shots.
Yeah, I felt like we had a lot of good looks. I had a couple of beats that had a lot of good looks, and we just weren't able to knock them down. I could go down the list, but.
What changed there? I mean, it's like 7.5 minutes to go. You're down 9. I mean, it just looks like nothing's going right today. What was there something said in the huddle or something that happened on the court that just changed everything for you guys?
Going into timeout, Bird was able to wake everybody up. He brought energy to the huddle and told everybody to wake up, and we definitely woke up after that.
We also understand that basketball is a game of runs, so we're gonna just have to stay strong and be able to fight back if things aren't going our way all the time with our defense and with our effort and energy.
What is it about this team? I mean, you guys had some incredible comebacks this year. I mean, the Air Force game was incredible. Tuesday night was insane. Tonight is another one. What is it about just sort of the inner spirit of the team that allows you guys to do that?
We got a team full of winners for sure. We all want to win. So no matter ugly or nice, we're gonna take a win however we want it, however we get it.
Yeah, we have a pretty tough team. When things aren't looking well, we still stay in there and able to come back from large leads such as San Jose.
Good, you got the ball a lot in the post tonight instead of on the perimeter, and you looked like you were working there. Is that a part of your game that you wanted, sort of the next step in your growth?
Oh yes, sir. That's a part of my game. I've always been working on, and I was able to display a little bit of it tonight, and I'm looking to build off of that.
I don't know how much you guys follow the metrics. You guys went from a solidly team into the field that probably after tonight, because of how you'll take a metrics hit for not beating them by 15 like you were supposed to. You'll probably be out of the field. You guys aware of that? And you feel pressures that as things stand right now, this team's probably not going against the tournament?
No, we're just going to take it day by day. And hopefully at the end of the season, we can make it to the tournament.
Yeah, we're just looking to control what we can control right now, which is the next games coming up. And, yeah.
Is that unfair that you guys are, if you don't win, just winning isn't good enough, and particularly in this league, the way this league is this year, because it's not as good as it was last year?
No, it's not unfair. We're going to make this tournament, so it's nothing unfair.
Magoon, you mentioned it a little bit after last game, and Miles Heide again tonight played very well. He had a game-high plus 20. What is it like, or what has it been for Heide the past 2 games to elevate the team when he's on the floor?
Oh, he brings a lot to the table. He's great offensive rebound. He had a big offensive rebound down the stretch that he was able to finish. He's been finishing off of his roles, and he's been playing his part defensively too.
Do you think the team gets a little bit more energized when he scores?
Yes, sir. The team loves him, crowd loves him, everybody loves him.
What do you think of what Kimo did at the end there?
Oh, it's a very high level play. Very smart player. He was told to miss it, and he executed it perfectly. He caught me off guard too. I didn't even see it coming.
Did he just do that on his own, you think?
He might have, yeah.
He might. Coach might have told him he might have done it. I'm not sure.
Do you believe that's a smarter play? To risk the 2-point lead, clear the 3-point lead?
Yeah, with 0.8 seconds, for sure. Like, don't let him set up out of bounds, miss the free throw, let him get the rebound and turn around and check something up, for sure.